Hi, I'm Alina Duncan,
And I'm Corey Whalen.
and we are backstage at the Christmas Spectacular starring the Radio City Rockettes here at Radio City Music Hall. We're running until January 2nd, and today we're gearing up for 4 shows, and we would like to show you some of our costumes that we have set in place for show number 1.
Yeah. Hit us up with any questions you have, and we'll be glad to answer any, behind-the-scene tips that you want to know about.
So the first one we'd like to talk about is the Parade of the Wooden Soldiers. This number has been in the show since 1933, and the costume has stayed the same ever since. It's such an iconic number. I like to say it's the Rockettes' secret handshake. As you can tell, we've got a jacket and these soldier pants.
These are pretty interesting. If you actually put them down, you can tell they basically stand up on their own. They're starched and they say super, super stiff, so when we all are on stage, it gives you that really toy soldier wooden look that we keep throughout the entire number.
You can see that the hat here is 3 feet tall, and then we have this large plume on top of our head, and we're also wearing heels. So the Rockettes are between the heights of 5'6" and 5'10" and a half, which makes some of the Rockettes 9 feet tall once this costume is put on, from toe to hat.
What's the hardest costume to dance in?
So the hardest costume to dance in, that's a good question. This one is tough because it does keep you all pretty stiff. However, it does kind of help with choreography. I would say maybe the hardest one for me personally would be our Santa outfit, which you can see over here. This is pretty much like a big fat suit. Do you know how much it weighs?
Oh my gosh, it feels like it weighs 15 pounds.
I think it is like a good 10 something extra pounds. As you can see inside, there's lots of extra padding, lots of bulking, so it gives us those big Santa bellies. Yeah, this is a really great number that we do all the Rockettes as well as all the ensemble members. It kind of starts off with maybe 3 out in the audience, and then a few more on stage come out, and then before you know it, there's 55 or so of us on stage. And it's a really great number and super exciting, but it is pretty heavy and a lot of extra weight to be jumping around in for a good 4 or 5 minutes or so.
I also find our nativity costumes what do we do in nativity? We walk across the stage. But these costumes, oh my goodness, they are so ornate and detailed. This costume, it also weighs a ton. And it has, they put all of this fringe and tassels and all the work, the intricacies. It's incredible what they do.
And then lots of
headdresses.
Yeah, some are really, really tall. The one I personally wear in the show is like up to here, so a little bit of extra weight as well.
The costume that we are wearing right now is our 12 Days costume. And this costume, we actually do the 12 Days of Christmas. It is a 6.5-minute tap number. It's very exciting, definitely a crowd favorite.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you can tell on camera, but the tops of these costumes are mesh, and the costume designers will match our skin tone perfectly. It's kind of like that ice skater's secret. So that from stage, it just looks like we are glistening, but we actually have this mesh on top.
Yeah.
Barbara asks, how long does it take everyone to change between scenes?
Well, our quickest costume change, get ready for it, it takes 68 seconds. It is the fastest one we have. We're actually coming out of the Parade of the Wooden Soldiers, which has pants. We're wearing white socks, shoes, pants, a jacket, gloves, and a hat. We also have a wig cap on.
And our signature cheeks, which you could
cheeks.
Probably see over here.
So all of that has to come off, including the wig cap. You don't want to be on stage with that wig cap on. and we have to get dressed into our beautiful Nyack dresses, which are either red or green, according to where you stand in the line. And we have to change our shoes. We also have to put on new gloves, a new jacket, earrings, and a hat. Is that everything?
Yes, that's it. Yeah, but it's quick.
But it takes 68 seconds, and there is no time for error. We actually have to choreograph our costume changes, and we have to do the same thing every time in order to make it work. Yeah. And during that costume change, there's one dresser to help about every 3 girls.
Yeah. And it's really detailed. I mean, down to who buckles their shoes first, as opposed to who gets their dress zipped first. It all comes down to really, really tiny little details to make sure we all make it out on stage for that
Yeah.
really quick change.
This you don't have to answer this. Andrea asks, "What do you guys eat?"
What do we
Ooh.
eat? So yes, well today, like I said, we're gearing up for 4 shows. So last night definitely was carbo loading, getting ready for these 4 shows. This morning I had a great big hearty bowl of oatmeal and a nice cup of coffee.
Yep. Couple cups of coffee.
And basically today is all about dancing, changing your costumes, and eating. That's
Yeah.
I feel like we do that all day between every show.
Yeah. Until about
we're-
9:30, 10
yeah.
o'clock tonight we'll be doing that.
But we like to joke this time of the year, it's the perfect time of year to be a Rockette because you have all this Christmas goodies, all the Christmas cookies. We can eat anything we want to and come off on stage and burn it all. So
Yeah.
it's kind of amazing.
We definitely try to fuel ourselves properly, you know, with protein and carbohydrates and things like that, but because we are so active and it's such a cardio show, we do get to have, you know, little Christmas treats in between for sure.
Do you guys have favorite costumes? Somebody asks.
Favorite costume? I actually love the Ragdolls costume. This number has been reintroduced. It was originally in the Christmas Spectacular in 1940, so we've recently reintroduced it, and it is precious. I mean, I
Yeah,
feel
it's so cute.
like I am 7 years old again in my Sunday best. You can see it's just this big fluffy skirt, and we actually wear these just adorable wigs that we've got ragdoll gloves, we've got glasses, and then these little wigs. Oh my gosh, once again we put on those red cheeks,
We have
little
cute
cap
little
number.
striped tights as well,
Yeah.
like little candy cane tights.
I seriously, I love it. It makes
Yeah.
me feel like a kid again. And we actually come up on the very front of the stage, all the way downstage. We come up onto Radio City music stage, and you see everyone in the audience, and everyone is so excited.
Yeah,
especially
we're so
little
up
kids.
close. It's one
And
of
they're
like the rarer moments where we get to be that up close and personal with them, and it's really exciting. It's a really fun one. It's when the kids are at, you know, Santa's workshop and they're trying to help pick out a present for their little sister, and this is, you know, we're the ragdolls that come to life. It's really
little
exciting.
petticoat.
Yep. It's a really cute one. It's a fun
It's
number.
precious. You can also see how they preset our cheeks for us.
Can we see those a little bit closely?
Yeah, the cheeks. So this is how they work. They're just pieces of red fabric, that's it. And they put double-sided tape on the back so that they stick on just like that. And we've got our little cheeks. And one time I actually almost went on stage for New York at Christmas after the Parade of the Wooden Soldiers where we wear cheeks. I almost wore these on stage to be like, New York. Cheeks, little cheeks. Oh my gosh. Okay, take them off. You don't,
Yeah.
They're only for.
We thankfully have a lot of dressers backstage that help us out for sure. They can tell, or if someone loses an earring or does still have a cheek or a wig cap on, they're really helpful about, you know, reminding us as we're about to run out there. Even the crew guys, they help us out. I almost went out without my cheeks for soldiers the other day, and one of the crew guys was like, you know, remember
you can
those.
imagine
So,
doing this 4 times a day. You start to, you know, like, oh yeah, I need to do that.
Yeah, you would think it would just come natural, but you tend to almost
But
forget
sometimes,
even more.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Amy asks, how does your hair not mess up? How do you keep your hair together during these changes?
Well, so we actually do all our own hair and makeup every day for every show. A lot of us have, you know, your own way of doing it, but you've, you know, found a way that really makes it stay. I personally I wet it down with water, and then I use like a gel to really kind of slick it, and then I use a ton of hairspray. We use our you know, famous French twists are all held in by hairpins only. There's no elastics, there's no hair nets, there's no nothing. So with our quick changes, you really have to make sure it's secure and in place from the start of the show, so it lasts all the way till the curtain call. And we also wear a lot of hats, so it's very easy for it, you know, to get messed up pretty easily.
Yeah,
So
we actually
really
have,
slick it.
if you want to come with us, we'll show you a few more places.
Yeah.
And we can talk about one of the places that we actually visit quite frequently is our hair station. So you can see here, if you do have a mess up during the show, they've got hairspray, water,
Lots
pins,
of-
brushes. extra wig caps. Anytime that we're wearing a hat, we put on a wig cap. So anytime we have a quick second, we're back here looking in the mirror, sweeping our hair back, spraying it down, making sure that it looks perfect, and off we go. So come on back and we'll show you the nap space too. There's a little peek. We are stage right here at Radio City Music Hall. Our show is running until January 2nd, so we hope that you'll come join us.
So lots of chances.
Yes, you can get tickets at at Rockettes.com or the Radio City box office.
Andrea asks, do you all stay together in like the same like dorm or something, or how
No, I mean in the city we all kind of live wherever. We all have, like, Alina has just had a baby a few months ago.
She's 4 months old today.
Yeah, so everyone kind of has their own lives, and it's really great because we all have our own things, but then we all come together during the shows and spend so much time together, and we're our own little family here for the Christmas season, which is really great because some girls are away from their family. I'm from Rhode Island, so obviously my family's not here for the holidays, so these guys are like our makeshift families during the season. It's really great.
Back in the day, when the Rockettes first came to Radio City, they did live here at the music hall, but that no longer.
I would like that. I think that would be fun.
Come on down, watch your step.
So this is what we call our nap space. This is another changing area over on stage right, like Alina said. As you can see, a couple more costumes. This section is primarily our ensemble area where they have all theirs. A lot of nativity costumes, as you can see. A few more Santa suits. You can see they're a little bigger now that you can see them out a little bit.
You might have noticed too, we've got tons of water stations. Any chance we get to grab a quick cup of water, we take that chance. So they're all everywhere backstage. We were talking earlier about our quickest costume change, which happens to be New York at Christmas. And you can see here the jackets and costumes are getting ready for our first show, which happens at 11 a.m. this morning. And this is what we were talking about. We have jackets, we have to put on a dress, and we have these cute little hats that we put on, and gloves, changing our shoes. So our wardrobe department is incredible. They have everything so organized. You know, Radio City Music Hall, the stage is humongous, but backstage, we've definitely got some space issues, so they have to be super organized, and they keep costumes everywhere back here.
Yeah. Lots of nativities over here. As you can see, we're split up by different colored courts. This is actually my costume right here. This is my blue court costume. We have blue, red, and gold. They're all really beautiful in their own right, obviously. Tons of work put into them. I'm sorry, go ahead. I was just going to say, once again, you know, here's a little station in case you need some bobby pins to fix your hair or pin something in your, a hat, headpiece.
I think you already answered this, but Barbara asks, are there backup dancers in case someone can't make it to stage? What happens?
Yes, so what we have are swings. We have 4 per cast, and they're all divided by height, obviously, so they can cover their different women that are different heights. I believe each swing has 9 girls that they have to cover. They need to know their track in and out, which includes backstage choreography, costume changes, everything like that. They are amazing. They are ready to go on in, a second if someone, say, happens to get injured or they all of a sudden are feeling sick or whatnot. So we are always covered. They're always great about going on if we ever need, a little assistance, and it's great. That's the way it works. It's like a very well-oiled ship, and everyone knows exactly where they need to be, when they need to be there, and yeah, our swings are amazing.
For folks who are just joining us, could you introduce yourselves again and remind us tell us where we are?
Sure. Hi, my name is Alina, and we are backstage at Radio City talking about the Christmas Spectacular starring the Radio City Rockettes.
And I'm Corey. Thanks for joining us. We're just showing you some of our really behind-the-scenes areas that not a lot of people get to see, and it's really pretty interesting. Everything is choreographed, down to the zip of a dress and the buckle of a shoe. So it's pretty intense back here, just as much as it is on stage.
Can you stand in the light a little bit?
Oh, sure. Yeah, we can go back in.
Folks are asking, how many shows do you do a week, a month, a year? How does that all work?
We have shows going on at, until January 2nd. Today, our cast is doing 4 shows. There are probably, I would say, about 30 shows a week.
Yeah.
Each cast typically, we have 2 casts here at Radio City Music Hall, and so we share that load of shows.
Yeah, we each do usually about 15 a week. That's average. We start rehearsing back in October, so we can really get, our precision down to a point. And then, like she said, we go until January 2nd. Yeah, we do. I think each cast is doing about 100, if not a couple more shows in just under 2 months, actually. So it's pretty intense. We do 90-minute shows.
Yeah, we perform for over 1 million people during the holidays. And today is our first 4-show day of the season. So come out and see us. We have 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And you can get tickets at the Radio City box office or rockettes.com/Christmas.
Yeah.
Folks are asking, how long does it take to? How do you become a rockette? Like, what's involved with that?
Well, there's a pretty rigorous audition process. You need to be proficient in jazz, tap, and ballet, of course. I don't know about you, Alina, but I started dancing when I was 3.
Same, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just really important to be, really focused on all the different aspects, because in this show it is, like we said, a 90-minute show that includes the tap, the precision. You need to have that ballet, core down, at the start of it. And then as far as the audition process goes, it's about a 2-day process usually. You learn, a couple different sets of choreography. They make some cuts. Yeah, it's really intense. There's, so many women that want to be able to do this. And, in the end, there's only, per season this year, 80 Rockettes. So, yeah, it's...
In order to be a Rockette, you have to be at least 18 years of age and between the heights of 5'6" and 5'10" and a half. And one of the ways that we make everybody look the same height is that we put the tallest woman in the center and we progressively get shorter and shorter and shorter, or less tall.
Yes, less tall. It sounds nicer. Yeah, as you can tell, obviously even me and Alina are a little bit different heights, and we've stood pretty close to each other in line before, I think just a couple away, but... Yeah, if you want, we can do a couple little strut
Also,
kicks.
people are asking how many years can you, or seasons can you be a rockette? Is there like
There
limit?
is
No cap.
There is no cap on how long you can be a Rockette. This is my 12th season.
And
as a
7
Rockette.
for me.
Yeah.
We have girls that are, well into the double digits, as long as you love what you do and you can get in those, famous eye-high kicks. And
The job is very demanding.
Yes.
So, yeah, exactly. As long as you can keep doing those eye-high kicks
yeah,
and
can still
those
kick
fancy
it.
tap stuff.
Yeah. Which we can do a couple strut kicks if you want to see a little teaser. I'm just going to
Yeah.
move this little rack over momentarily. All
Ready?
right. Here we go.
5, 6, 7, 8. Yay! Some strut kicks for
Just a
you.
little tease of what you could see at the show if you come out and see us.
That's so great. What do you guys do in the off season? Someone asks. Is there an off season?
Yeah. So there's lots of different things that we can do. Recently, we've started doing the New York Spectacular, which is a summer show that they did last year, which a lot of girls have been involved in. But the great thing I think about this job is that it also allows you to do lots of other things. I believe you did as well. I've worked on cruise ships and gotten to travel the world while dancing. Alina's a mom as well, so she gets to enjoy that now.
I had a baby in August.
Yeah. I have my aesthetics license, so I work at a spa back home sometimes on the off season and do facials and all that stuff. So you can kind of go in any direction, which is the beauty of this job. You get to really enjoy, the dancing career aspect, and you can do anything else for quite a few months.
Well, we're almost done. Jim had a question. Besides the show, do you rehearse while the show is in session, or?
So once the show is set, we don't rehearse for the show, but we do rehearse for special events. For instance, we just performed in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and so we had extra rehearsals on top of our shows to get ready for that. And we're constantly doing other events and dancing for, you know, different things happening in and around the city. So yes, we absolutely keep rehearsing.
Yeah.
Well, just maybe can we walk back to
The other one?
yeah, let's walk back to the other room.
Come on.
Great.
Yeah. So maybe we'll ask us, what do you do between the 4 shows during the day?
So today, between our shows, we will all go out to, we have a Rockette lounge. It's a secret space only for the Rockettes. And they have food for us provided, which is amazing. So we'll go upstairs, have a quick bite to eat, and get ready for our next show.
Yeah.
We might try and take a quick nap. Those rarely happen in my dreams. But yeah, and then, like I said, have a bite to eat, get ready for the next show, and put on that reindeer suit again.
Yeah, it all happens pretty quick, so there's not a whole lot of time.
And here we are back at the Quick Change booth here at Radio City Music Hall. As you can see, our dressers are gearing up, getting ready for show number 1, which happens at 11 a.m. today. So you should come to Radio City and see us.
A little cheek residue from our trying on of the cheeks.
See, we take care of each other.
We do.
Well, thanks. I'm just going to pan around here. And,
Sure.
Do you want us to leave?
No.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
We hope to see you soon.
Definitely come out and see our show. Thanks for tuning in.